Okay, watching the replay. Are we are we doing high energy or low energy today? Oh, good question. I guess we do low energy. We can switch gears if we want to. It's fine, whatever. A nice little clap. So what's the situation right now? Turn gold back. They got like roughly speaking 4 tanks, 2 of them kinda hard to kill, and 1 of them super hard to kill depending on how much catch you have. Guys have a stun, another stun, a silence, disarm, save stuff, but no frontline that can frontline better than Necro and Wraith King and Timber and that. But okay, I see. There's a specific type of niche they have, which is that they don't really die. Timber's one of them that can run out, get out. Wraith King just respawns twice. If you kill him, he's, still gonna waste your time 2-3 times as much as a normal hero. Same with Abaddon, and kinda same with Necro, depending on how you play this thing. You guys don't have nukes other than Sky. Sky should be good against Necro, but Sky's not gonna be core, so it's gonna be basically down the Lifestealer to do everything. They don't do much right click, apart from Abaddon, who's a maybe, and then Wraith King, who just does burst. Meaning that Radiant is good for farming, but not necessarily good for the fight, so it's not going to be as good as some other item. But what item? Maelstrom being an obvious choice because they have a lot of armor, so it does diversify your damage output type. Necro kinda can get lightning somewhere, nullifier later on anyway. Can't win them all. How's the laning going? I guess this is an easy loss just because Timber has Whirling Death. Even if the Lion doesn't do anything, doesn't really matter. Wisp doesn't have any harass at all, so this is literally just an AFK lane, I guess. Well, I mean, if Lion gets a good stun off and Timber is there, then Wisp can start dying, Lifestealer can get pushed off the lane. Yeah, he just has to spam this. So get a quick stick, yep, and kind of fine-ish. Not much that can happen on the lane. Although, there is... there's a chance that if Wisp wastes enough of Lion's health, the fact that this isn't blocked is a big problem. If you waste Lion's health and then pull, stack and do stuff here, that forces Lion to move away from the lane to meet Timber Soul. You can basically ambush him with a Lifestealer because you have a Lifestealer with Rage. So that is something that can happen, but if you get harassed on the lane like this, it's very unlikely to happen. Plus Wisp currently has nothing else to do other than just stay in the lane and just AFK heal. Well, not much, I don't know. I'm not really a Wisp expert, otherwise I would just sit in the trees more. Like right now I would just go pull, because it's like... Yeah, it will be under the tower and stuff, but you do separate the cores. The cores with like the lane opponents, so one of them is here. So if you trade hits with him with Wisp, you're probably gonna win that trade. Plus you gave away the camp block thing again, so... This is blocked again, but you unblocked it. You wasted all that time to unblock it, but you didn't even pull. Questionable. Anyway, we're looking at the Lifestealer first. CS, it's fine. A little high up there. Well, Dimber starts with a Bracer and Quelling Plates. That means that he can genuinely just last hit. Offlane should have been better, come on. You have a techies who's got the only range on the lane. You got a Slardar against double melee. There's no way you don't just harass the enemy. Anyway. Walking back here. That camp's gone, that's fine, whatever. Oh my god, this is awful. Okay, so nobody puts slave lane wards down. It's pointless. Exactly this. Like, hello, it's gone. Hello, gone. You block a camp and take it out. The observer ward. Like this as well. Like, what is this for? guess it's fine. Trading hits, acceptable, nothing else you can do. Now raging though is like, question is why. Let's just go back. So the full combo's down, the only thing that rage does is takes the mana drain off. You get a little bit of movement speed so you chase after him better, but he doesn't really care because it is a timber. He's just gonna be up on health anyway, so it's not really that good of a trade. Just focus as much as you can on last hitting. This is not a kill lane for you. This shouldn't have happened. The support should have not been next to you doing nothing. Support should have taken that experience and maybe tried to get one of the last hits. Can be done either way, you waste the enemy time. Being here, the two of you against the lion, that doesn't do anything. But yeah, I mean, if you rage before the lion's done, before the whirling death, then that's the thing. But afterwards, not really. Kind of pointless. Yeah, you shouldn't be getting hit by that as well. I understand the desire to go for the kills, but yeah, this is just timber things. Oh, that's a meat kill. I mean, understandable. Oh, he's maxing. What? Why? Just to enable the ult? Slow is the same. Spam arcane bolt. What the hell? And sword. You need damage items quickly. You'll be farming on the. How does the only ranged guy die? You'll be farming the lane as much as you can, pushing the wave. The enemies are gonna whirling death, which means the lane's gonna push. So you need as much damage as you can because you need to try to counter push or defend or, you know, shove the wave back as much as possible. I understand the desire for this go, but could have gone a little bit later, I think. And again, maybe that was a good bait. It was just that. Let's go for further. Like, he's coming, we can see that. Like, I guess it's, yeah, fine, go early, didn't really expect it. It was almost gonna miss. The only reason you guys got that kill was because the timber chain doesn't exist yet. Like, had he leveled that up, this could have been completely different. Hold on, let's go back again. So, why does this say player pause and why does it go dark? Ugh, annoying. I would have gone up here and ambushed them so that you can nuke this guy and ulti him. If he genuinely doesn't have the timber chain because there's no ancient seal yet. But what would happen is that you can use Arcane Bolt and Mystic Flare on this guy. This guy dies the same way he does right now. But then you, the Skywrath Mage, end up like around here and next to the Lion, and you have a level 3 concussive shot. You're gonna clear a bunch of his health, and these two guys can follow up. So this, like, one kill, which almost wasn't a kill at all, because had he just gone for safety timber chain, this wouldn't have happened. This one kill could have turned into 2 kills easily. Like, Lion, you know, he's gonna Earth Spike, whatever. But if he has concussive shot, 4 seconds cooldown, 40% slow, you have boots. Lion does not have boots. This guy doesn't need boots because he's tethered. This guy has boots plus Skywrath, so high base movement speed. Plus he will have like another Arcane Bolt or something. So this guy is gonna die. Even with the one charge, is gonna go up to like 15 or something. This guy should die as well. Like, that's something that could have gone better. But yeah, like here, this trading, I don't know, something about it seems off. Just the fact that everyone's like hitting you seems unnecessary. Plus you could have baited them further, making the Lion kill even easier. I kind of get that you're kind of like gonna have to prep the fight because this guy is tanky, so the more hits you get in, the better. But I don't know. It seems like they could have literally like understood as well that hey, mid lane's missing. There's no one there. They have a missing mid laner, and you on the safe lane are just walking into the enemy to trade hits in the middle of a creep wave that's gonna be hitting you, meaning by design you're gonna lose this trade because they have more damage output, and you walk into them and they aren't like suspicious about it. That seems like dumb plays from them. Just seems arrogance, I guess. I don't know if I would back out as like a Timber. I'd play Timber here, let's say, and enemy starts doing this. Like to me, this is a red flag. Like something's up. Like this isn't normal. You don't just like walk into the enemy to start attacking him without any damage items or any kind of like an advantage. You know, you're a little bit ahead with health, current health at least. Maybe you know, I don't know. The innate makes you damage him enough. You will heal up. Maybe you don't know. You could assume, oh, they don't think we have a stun, but we have a stun. I don't know. Still seems fishy. I wouldn't do that. Seems a bit early. See, if they had gone a little bit further down, the Lion kill would have been easier. Because this guy used concussive shot when he was closest to the Timber. I guess it helps because, you know, concussive shot slows, so you get the ult off better, but I don't know. With better plays, they could have easily been a double kill, or should have been, because there was a good ambush. You have a movement speed advantage. You have several slows. They have like one stun, and Timber had no escape at the time. So that could have worked out better. Ward wars. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ward exact same spot. They come to block this camp, and that ward's gone again. Like, do you not understand? Oh my god. That's so much gold. Oh my god. Beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, like, you can trade hits like this, but once your rage, once your open woods, they run out, you have nothing. So one thing you could have done here is instead of even boots, just rush Javelin. Javelin's, you know, it's gonna have a lot of armor. You know, this is kind of not an insane amount of armor, but it's a pretty high number of armor. So you got chainmail, you got boots of speed. At this point, even with like don't upgrade the wands, then I don't know if it's worth upgrading that fast. Probably ish, kinda. But you could have gone Javelin, and then when you attack, you actually do stuff. Because right now, your attacks plus lifesteal have to outpace his reactive armor and the fact that he has really high health. Just because of the bracer, and I guess Soul Ring gives him health as well. So this was like a rush to actually have any damage output on the lane, because it's not like your support's gonna do any damage. He's doing overcharge and tether. He's not doing spirits, so you will have no damage output. Lifestealer on his own, 59 damage. That's basically nothing. Timber's got 77. Even Wisp has more damage than Lifestealer. The Lifestealer damage, sure, comes from Feast, but it's it's not that massive. It's pretty good, but it could be better. So you literally have no damage on the lane. And you hit him, there's a certain something that happens. A little bit of health is lost and so on, but it's just not enough. And if you consider that you're maxing Cool Frenzy, which is a ton of attack speeds, which is, you know, obviously proccing your Feast, but at the same time, if you convert that attack speed into Javelin procs, that's even better. See, now this is like way better. You get the one kill, and then you're like, we can get the other one as well. It's the Mystic Flare, but it still doesn't take the silence. The value point in silence would actually do it. Oh, you could have ulted earlier. It doesn't matter. Look at how many like hits it takes. I don't know. To me, I'm no expert, but it seems like a case for Javelin. Can't see death somewhere. See, 11 hits. That's like 40 damage per hit. 40, 50, somewhere around there. Alright, others aren't doing that much more, but it's You're gonna have extra 55 damage, but again, this guy, look at this armor. This is a nice number for armor. It's gonna get way worse as he maxes it. Unless, of course, you burst him down as like an initiation. Doing treads, that's funny. So, yeah. Laning early damage output, that's an issue. Would I go Maelstrom in this match instead of Radiance? I guess Lifestealer Radiance is just so normal and standard that that's what people go for. Giving them these creeps, that's... Oh my god, they actually gave it to you. Just kinda like not worth it. Also, there's one creep missing. Had he gotten that 6 beforehand, that could have been way different. Or, you know, almost a kill. Casual Javelin into MKB later, that's a maybe. I don't know, it just seems like all this is useless. Like, this doesn't do anything. You can TP people in, you can start blasting nukes and stuff, like this is all wasted time, effectively. I mean, yeah, sure, okay, they rotated somewhere else, but imagine the amount of hits you're doing. If you figured out that, hey, let's just go for Lion, like, literally, 900 health, yes, however, way more killable. You just don't deal any damage. Anyone else, just follow the Slardar's corrosive haze as well. Had he gotten that on the Lion and used the rage and open wounds on Lion and get him, you had way, like, a lot of opportunities to do that. Like, Timber's not the target. See, again, you're going for that guy, fine, kill him now, but could have just walked past him, let the rest of your team deal with him, and then, you know, went for any other target, like anyone else. Gotta not take down the guy that's in the front. I guess it is like, you know, a Lifestealer advantage with the beasts against the Timber. Like, fine, you know, that's the thing. But it only goes so far. Although, wait. Let's go back here. Let's go back. What's happening here? Okay, you're in the front line because Slardar isn't overtrades on int. Fine. Maxed out blast off, so they're trying to fight. This guy has overcharge, so he can give you more attack speed. Okay, what's gonna happen here? Don't have rage yet. He hexes. Oh no, it's on cooldown. This got maxed mana drain. What on earth is going on? Curious. So there's a stun. Why is this like dark thing? They messed it up. Like pausing replays used to be normal. Or is this? Whatever. So Slaughter's gonna make his way there. Level 1 Guardian Sprint. Crush coming up. Who's he gonna go for? Is he gonna walk up here, get the Lion? Or come here to stun the frontline guy? So, you know, this is the situation right now. They sent the Timber in front, who's got, you know, 900 health at the moment, next to a guy who has built-in rage. So Slardar's here. So you got this guy fully ambushed. You know, others are coming. Lions basically used everything other than the ult. Abaddon and Necro are coming in as well. The hell is this build? Curious. Abaddon's got shields and stuff. Gonna make it probably. Bastov is coming. So Timber's like 900 health. This is like a pretty good ambush on 4 heroes on 1. So this Timber should be dead, yes. However, there's a chance he just doesn't want to die. I guess with enough burst damage it can be done. Oh yeah, this guy's got the blast of secret sauce. Current health has self damage and max height. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of damage. But, you know, consider it like... Okay, that's 5 heroes. With this guy as well, there's no ult. 5 heroes on one lane against 3 guys here. It's 4 against 5 fight with one guy in the going in the front who's like an offlaner whose role is to create space on the map. And as we can see, there's a guy here, 2.5k. He's leading the net worth. Why? Because he's uncontested. There's nothing happening to him. Literally nothing happening to him. You guys are 2 kills ahead, and literally nothing happening to the enemy position 1, who's got maxed out bone guard, meaning he can push towers as well if he's given the time. He's got the siege creep coming in, and what are we doing? The enemy's position 3 jumped in on us. We have him wrapped around by 5, and he's position 3, meaning his purpose is to create space on the map. What do? Do we just kill this guy? Or do we go for more? Or try to set up like more kills or set up something else to happen here? What's his, let's say I'm playing the Lifestealer. These are like difficult situations. When you're playing it, it's complicated. You don't know all this information. See here. Okay, fog doesn't work. That's cool. I love that. Yeah, okay, that doesn't work. Very cool. Anyway, I don't know how much you guys saw, like whether you saw this stuff, but you could have put the ward here or here, or well, basically, there is a ward, so you know all of this. You know these guys are here. There's a guy here. It's a difficult decision to make in actual moment when it's happening. But let's say I'm playing the Slaughter, I'm playing the Lifestealer. Okay, Slaughter puts the corrosive haze on this guy, making him more killable. That's fair, that's reasonable. You can do that. But what happens next? What do you do next? Well, what the correct thing I'd say is Guardian sprint and go crush these guys. Whether you can get both of them, I don't know. But just getting Gleaven the Abaddon when he can't like a Apodic Shield save someone, that's a big deal. Another one, just feed on the Lion. What's the Lion gonna do? We saw their spike Hex is on cooldown still. I don't know if Slaughter knows this, but even then he can tank the Hex. He's an offlaner as well. Why wouldn't he create space in the fights? He can tank they can't burst him down that much. There's a Mist Coil. I guess there's a Mist Coil, Winger of Death, and Reaper Skies, so he can get yoinked down. But that means this half health Lifestealer isn't in any trouble at all. This guy's gonna jump in. Which can kinda save people from Reaper Scythe. That's a maybe, I don't know. Either way, this Skywrath Mage, full tempo builds, null talismans all the way. He should have a ton of damage. He obviously needs Ancient Seal because this is also. Someone do the numbers, one extra level of concussive shot plus 60 damage. If you have a level of Ancient Seal, that's 20% increased magic damage. 60 is 20%, so are you dealing 20? Are you dealing 300 magical damage? Of course you are. Obviously you are. Why wouldn't you take Ancient Seal? That's more damage. Oh, but you get 1 second concussive shot cooldown more. Who cares? I get it's a burst, but come on, man. Ancient Seal, you need that value for silence. It's like, how do you not have silence against Abad, who has 2 strong saves? How do you not have it against Lion, who has a Finger of Death and 2 important stuns? How do you not have a Necro, who has Ghost Shroud that can make it so that Slaughter and Lifestealer aren't enabled, who can make it so that he heals to save someone or nuke someone or ulti someone? How do you not? Anyway, we're focusing on Lifestealer. Anyway, these two, Slaughter and Lifestealer, should basically just maybe slap the Timbers a bit to not use the stun on him. It's entirely wasted. And then just go for Lion, go for Abaddon. Chase those guys because, as I said, it's a 5 against 4 fight. The whole map is empty other than literally this guy farming and probably going to push the wave. He's going to get almost max charges. Even if he pops it at 6 skeletons, it's gonna take the tower down. They have a siege creep as well. Your creep waves far away, so alone on the lane pushing. these guys all came here, and you guys are all 5-man stuck here. And what's gonna happen is you get 1 kill for the 5 of you, and that's it. This is like an incredible trait for the enemy team. See, he goes in, stuns a target for effectively no apparent reason, because he's already open wounds, he already timber chained in, so he's not leaving. Tekis is already jumping in, so there's gonna be a follow-up stun here. There's a rage here, you're already hitting this guy. There's a there's a Sky Raft popping everything he has, doesn't have ult, but these things on the timber saw. He already used the corrosive haste to enable your damage. He should just go for these guys. Same with you, like you see all these guys coming. Right now, already like a second ago, you should just run for the lion, you know, or the abbot, and just start hitting anyone. You got a tether on you, you got the overcharge still active on you. You can probably tank this stuff, at least for like some seconds. I don't know, maybe they pop too many ults and stuff, but either way, then the Slaughter's like, the Slaughter's playing defensively when he's the one that should create space. Like, he's enabling a teammate with a stun that isn't necessary. So, okay, we got him. We got these guys, actually. Okay. He didn't land on this guy here, but he landed further up into these guys. So there's like 2 guys who lost half of their health almost instantly. That's pretty good. See the damage summary. See, three of those could have done more damage. He could have done more damage easily with the silence, and it would have been safety. Okay, 4 hits and did 300 damage. That's like less than 100 damage per hit. Not the greatest, but it is what it is. And it's like, okay, that crush genuinely unnecessary. Could have just been killed off any other way, and this crush could have gone on these guys. So imagine this fight with the starter walking in here, with the Lifestealer walking in here quicker. This guy still dies to this guy. You know, he's got other arcane bolts, even if a timber chain somewhere else. Wand is, you know, 1 or 2 arcane bolts. This guy can finish him off probably fine. You guys can go for these guys and actually get something more than just 1 kill. Okay, we got him, and then what happens? Nothing. That's it. That's the end of the fight. You got the playmaker, the position 3, who effectively, foolishly, timber chained himself into an ambush. You rotated everyone on your team. Now everyone has to rotate back out. This is going to take a long time. He's doing back and forth because he doesn't know if there's going to be a fight or not. Doesn't have blink dagger. He's not farming his blink dagger. The only one getting any farm out of this after this fight is you. And they're like, okay, we're back at it. We're going to go back at it. Why? Because this timber saw's job. That's what he's doing. This guy, he took the tower. Like, that wasn't the problem at all. He took the tower, he's free farming that 2.4k gold. He's now at 3.1. He's still highest net worth. How much damage is that on the tower? You know, a solid amount. Can I like ult kick this? No, I can't. He's not too far from his Radiance, Lifestealer's Radiance. Yeah, that's a significant difference. And it literally came from the fact that it was like everyone rotated there, and you got basically a guy who sort of killed himself by timber chaining forward. And it took a long time for anything else to happen, because it's not like people are farming or anything. I had to rotate out from that bot lane, they can't steal your farm. And now you got left alone here, you can't even defend the lane. Aberran's got full mist coil stuff. Well, one thing to consider is, if you're gonna hit this much, there is an item for this called Orb of Corrosion, which reduces the armor, which is like, yeah, not too bad. But it reduces the health restoration, which is, you know, something to consider, isn't bad. And because you are genuinely fighting this much in the early game, trading hits with the timber, which sometimes feels like it's just pointless. Like, why even bother? Just focus on last hitting, pulling waves, blah blah blah, and you'll be fine. But because you did genuinely do that and genuinely did try to fight him, then you could have just gone for the Orb of Corrosion. Like this is a bit tricky now.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Nice bait, nice bait. But it's like there's not a lot of damage, as you can see. Not a lot is happening, so let's focus on farming. See here, they went top because it got pushed, because everyone was fighting on the other side of the map. Okay, he's got that thing. Slarger's not the greatest, I guess. There's a stun somewhere. Okay, you actually got him. You're farming, but you're falling behind, like all the enemy cores are now up here. This guy is still farming well, I guess. This guy's got the relic. You do not have the relic yet. It's somewhat of like a chase. It's like, is this worth it? Kinda not. I don't know. Tricky. It's that even if you like trade your damage a bit with rage and stuff, it is tricky just because they have the lion with Finger of Death, which is a big burst, and they have the Reaper's Kite, which is another big burst type of nuke thing that can finish you off. So leaving your hero low to farm in a place where enemies know that you're there is just an issue. So now what do we see? It's like we gotta protect our position 1. Everyone TPs in, nothing happens, and you can see the, you know, damage in the economy. Straight for the juggler. These guys, they probably get some farm. This is a support, doesn't care about farm. Got a mech, so you could probably be saved even if you get Reaper's Sky. It depends, of course. Doing his dagger, it's gonna be a while. The lowest of the cores with the Slaughter. This guy, well, he's slowing down in farm for some reason. I don't know. He's not really being contested. He walked mid and got nuked a lot and then left mid. So that was odd. Travels. Oh yeah, travels. Fine, I guess. And just, okay, at this point you get the Radiance. Does it do much? Like, if you consider fights, like, Timber doesn't really burn down that well. Abaddon's got heals, so people don't really burn down that well either. Necrophos doesn't really care about the evasion chance. As I said, there's Wraith King, he probably cares about missing his hits, but he's kind of like a bursty guy, and he can kill the rest of your team and not care about you that much, or just like, I don't know, have his Bone Guard kill you off if Lion enables it with like a good hex or something. Or you just get killed off from this stuff, so there are a lot of tools, a lot of saves as well. So the Radiance, I don't know how much it does. Burst down. TTF summary. Yeah, big numbers. Sort of how the Timber works. It's gonna be like a later-ish Radiance anyway. Well, one of the main reasons to get Radiance is to farm well, but Lightning helps you farm well as well, so it is a bit tricky. This guy's got a Radiance, so they have something going for them. Up the creeps, go high ground. I mean, not exactly high ground, but you know, the lower high ground. Good nukes. Mana's kind of difficult to come by, but where are they going? What exactly is supposed to happen here? See, these enemies, they have a specific niche. Double heal is almost always super good. So there is a Necro and Abaddon thing going on. It is genuinely like an easy way to win pubs. Just double healers. Usually people just don't deal with that well. It's not like people can push stuff like. You see this, right? It's just, yeah, that kind of stuff happens. It's just a waste of time. Like if you do trade hits, it's kind of cool because it's like, aha, you can't kill me, but yeah, they waste your time, and then all sorts of this stuff happens. I guess this is like a good example of just time being wasted. I mean, getting that kill, yeah, good, but literally everyone on your team is here now, TP'd here. Wraith King. Blah, 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 blah. He's gonna have blink daggers soon. That's a pretty easy one. Sun, so he's gonna be harder to kill. So yeah, the issue is sort of that there is just, you know, Timber is kind of hard to kill, obviously. Wraith King has to be killed twice. Abaddon has to be killed twice. Necro is hard to finish off because tanky and heals, and then Abaddon's gonna save him, and then Lion's effectively the only target, but Lion has double stun. You've built in rage, but okay, let's say you go for tempo build this game instead of any kind of like Radiance, which is still, you know, coming up. You could have gone Armlet. You could have gone Maelstrom. Both of those help you farm harder because, well, both of those deal more damage and they are like tempo-ish. Do they have like high armor, like super high armor? If Timber's also been hit a lot, then yes. So that kind of says Lightning's probably good, but then later on it's probably a Blink Dagger Basher type of thing. Maybe even play the game with like a Blink BKB if you have enough damage. And then just focus on getting the Lion or focus on getting the Necrophos. Just following up your team so that if your Slardar can Blink stun someone, you jump in with him and just get like, you know, a hero or two. You could even do the Night Spawn. Yeah, if Slardar has the stuff, then you could do Night Spawn, but then it depends on Slardar getting a good jump. So let's say there's a Lion here, you know, around them. If he can get the stun on Abaddon plus Lion, it can be done. But right now, this jump doesn't really do anything. Now it's like, okay, we sacrificed one guy to get initiation. Can we chase them? I guess with enough bashes, we can get this guy. Can we get this guy? No, that's a give up on that guy. Okay, got two. Not too bad. Wraith King still up ahead. TP's out. To farm. Wraith King. Farming. Yeah, standard Wraith King build. One other thing to consider, okay, you don't need Blink Dagger, you have Lifestealer, you can Night Spawn with Slardar, you can go into Slardar, you can Wisp TP, relocate someone, and then there's the three of you there, and you can maybe burst them down. But this all depends on Slardar providing the 1 sec stun. It's not even 1 second, it's 0.8 seconds. If it's against Abaddon, he can pop ult, he can Necrotic Shield himself. If it's against Wraith King, you have to kill him twice. If it's against Lion, you have to get him before he blinks out. If it's against Timber, you have to do it in a way that he's Yules and his Timber chain doesn't save him. If he's against Necro, he's just gonna be super tanky, plus he has Ghost Shroud, so your damage is not gonna go through. I see you're going for the Sacred Relic again, which is, you know, not an easy item to get. Nullifier is very useful, but you could have also gone like Shadow Blade and Armlet Shadow Blade and Orchid. That's like one option. Orchid's probably high value in this game just because you have a Lion. If you Orchid him, then his two disables just go because he's not gonna have any dispels. You could Orchid Abaddon if he's nearby so that he can't save someone. You could do it on Necro, so he can't jump out or heal or ult or Ghost Shroud or anything like that. Wraith King just has the stun, so that's probably... Ooh, what a TP. So that's... that silence probably also helps a lot. Plus, you can go the Plant Thorn afterwards, which is going to be a lot of attack speed and bonus damage per hit, which would probably help you kill Timber late game anyway. Because it's just good extra damage output on your high attack speed. You could have used. Had he just used, walked up, done the combo next to him, could have worked. Maybe he didn't have the range. This guy's gonna have more armor, so it's like, what's your damage output? Well, you do burn a little bit per second, but that's not really good damage output. He's got evasion, You do not have anything against evasions. That's a couple of hits that you're just gonna miss every now and again. More coming here, it's fine. And he's gone. He should have ulted first. That could have saved it here from clicking. It's like but a good kill. There's no ult here. Not go for the front line guy. Do not go for the front line guy. Like it's kind of like, you know, you're with your team. If you go for the lion, you might get hexed and stuff like that. I kind of get that, but this is kind of like goofy. Better to just go for, yeah, just get the lion. Okay, you're hexed. Still go for lion. I don't mind. Can't go for anyone. Or at least this guy died. Did you? No, I can't. No, the heals is off cooldown. Could have CP'd, I guess. Let's see here. Attack Techies and Slaughter. This is just like. Let's see here. Okay, Abaddon's a better target than Dimber. Fair enough. Lion's gonna blink out. I saw the Techies here, saw the Slardar here, so they're getting the Wraith King. It's kind of good. And they did get him his reincarnations on cooldown. You guys are fighting this. It's like with these guys, there isn't a good target other than trying to get the lion if you have rage and enough random slows. So you have concussive shots land once, then your open wounds, because I don't know. I guess robotic shield's already been disabled by the silence. So a second silence would help you here, I guess. Second silence and an early basher. This is like, okay. Again, like, yeah, lion's probably a better target. It's just that the blink dagger plus the hex and stuff is all ready. So it's better if you use the rage beforehand, but then it's like, use it before he blinks, otherwise you rage and then he just blinks out and it's kind of pointless. Mist stun, now the burn is on him. I don't know if you see him, doesn't matter, but if you're still going for him, at this point you're so close and have been so close that the Radiance burn has to disable the blink, that you could just, here, if you see that, oh, the stun's gone, you can just rage. And you can still blink, that's odd. So, he got stunned, that's an interesting stun there. Going for the Abaddon, who's never gonna die because of this many heals, and now what ended up happening was that, let's see that movement again. There's a chase. Ish. Okay. Something's happening here. We don't care. Let them deal with that. Okay, you walked past him for some odd reason to lose some of your strength. Not the best idea, but it is an idea. Then you guys are like looking at this guy, throwing nukes at him, which is kind of pointless. Now you're going forward. We can already draw things here. This is an arc. And you guys are like going right in. You're gonna get sandwiched, obviously, which isn't good. Now, like, look at how bad this is. He's chasing after a target he can never kill. And he's just like keep going. And Rodovatus maybe stop it with a bottle. I think like Atos him there could have gotten more nukes and you wouldn't have to. I don't know, maybe. You would have probably been double stunned by Lion and everything and would have died. This guy doesn't keep a distance. He's letting the Timber get next to him, but he's like, oh, well, Timber doesn't have any disables. And it's like, yeah, well, he doesn't need any disables. Lion stun, it is genuinely a puzzle that it actually hit him here. That is like pretty odd, but I guess it's just how the numbers turn out. Maybe lag compensations and stuff. Anyway, he gets stunned, and now there's this guy as well next to him, and because he has double Death Seeker thingy, I mean it's double Death Pulse because of the Death Seeker, plus Reaper Scythe, and a Timber Saw next to him who has obviously ultimate and Timber Chain. He doesn't have to like Timber Chain through, but you can like walk next and Timber Chain there. So anyway, they have enough burst to kill him. So this guy messed up. He's dead. There's nothing that can save him now because he's literally like, this is the enemy positioning and he's right here. Not good. You, on the other hand, so there are like a couple of options. One of them is to just run back here. Another one, run back in here. One option, obviously, come here, but it's probably an awful idea. I don't know. You rage there. Like, what happens? They still kill him, and you don't deal enough damage to kill any of them in any like span of time. This guy, yeah, there's still burn damage, but I don't know. Maybe with the rage, you can just go and burn him and kill him. But if you don't rage, you get hexed, which is 2 seconds wasted for you. 2 seconds during which this guy dies, and whatever's happening here happens. This guy's gonna die, but it's like when they're done with this guy, you're next on the list. So you get the slow on him. He's okay now. He can't blink. Took a long time because he's turned away. This is like quick fingers round, just rage. There's this guy is already being nuked. This was, you know, a moment where it's kind of clear, yeah, you can't blink. This is a rage moment. Moment rage, quit, got him. See, this guy's coming, and this guy's gonna get ulted, and he's gonna die. This guy got mined, so Dekis has a lot of damage output. These guys are basically useless. Like, this is, in terms of like what's happening in fights, this is bad positioning for you guys. This is bad for positioning for Wraith King. So it's sort of like a trade. However, there's like 3 guys here who are ambushing this guy. These guys, because of how mobile they are, they can go for more. They can, like, if something else happens, like Lion gets his target with Hex, for example, they can go for more. This guy probably gonna go behind the bushes and heal himself. He's gonna be fine. Timber can just chase forever. There's nothing in this fight at all anywhere that will threaten him, especially because Techies popped everything and Skywrath's gonna be yoinked out. So your damage output, ideal case, is like you next to Slardar, slapping this guy uninterrupted for quite a while when the corrosive haze is on the Timber. That's like your best case scenario damage output, and I'm not even sure you guys can finish him off before he uses and Timber chains. So what's likely gonna happen is that they finish this guy off and then just chase the rest of you. Because, yeah, this is like an overkill on this guy, but I mean, you know, that's just how you ended up being positioned. The Slardar's playing way further back than he should be. He's a full health Slardar, position 3. He's supposed to have great space on the map as well as in fights. So he's not really creating any space. He's just looking on as his techies is doing some good stuff. So you get hexed. He turns around, hexes, you let it happen, you still have rage. This guy's dead, obviously, like, there's no way he can get out. Half health, there's Sleeper Scythe, you know, being cast. You're like, okay, I mean, I'm hexed. And then you're doing circles here, which is like, don't just try to get out. Your best case scenario, yeah, as you see this trio finishing someone off, and this guy, again, this is Abaddon we're talking about, still has ult. There's no reason to believe the ult's been popped. Lion now safely somewhere up here in the bushes that you can't see because he's high ground. You guys are low ground. These guys are not going to blink to you. Slardar might, but what does Slardar do? Stun one guy? What happens after that 1 second? Timber's still coming after you. Necro's still coming after you. You're not going to kill any of them. You're not going to threaten any of them. So Slardar doesn't provide anything that would actually turn the fight if you can blink. The tech is already popped everything, so he can't like come in with another blast off and triple proximity mines to burst like a bunch of damage down. It's like, yeah, but they're also very tanky at this point, so the techies is going to have a hard time killing anyone. This guy dies because he's got no survive stuff other than evasion, but techies doesn't care about evasion. You know, Necrophos has more health, Timbers has way more health, plus there's healers behind, plus these guys heal, this guy just does like lifesteal heal, which is not exactly the same thing, plus he's being tasered anyway. So even if Techies pops everything here, this is a lost fight, so it's like your quick thinking has to be, I gotta get out. Like, no reason to walk that direction, obviously, that's where you turn. This guy is coming from here. or well, he's still lurking. Okay, they got the use on you because you still didn't rage. Now there's 4 guys next to you. They got someone and they realized, okay, we gotta skedaddle. This is go back. They don't want to end up fighting around here to high ground, so they're going around. I don't know if this is a good idea or bad idea. Either way, it's an old one. So what you do is you rage and you TP, but you don't have a TP, so you're screwed. Go left to your team, but I mean they were here, so it's kind of like understandable you would want to be there. That's a very long distance stun. That's an ether lens advantage there. No heals left. No lotus orbs. Magic wand low. This guy. Does he jump in? No, he doesn't jump in. Now Tech is in trouble. So it's like damage control with like the position 3. Not finding a good opportunity to do anything or to contribute to the fight. And these guys just keep going. They just keep going. They got triple heals. Maybe. Double heals, I guess. Timber just being like really tanky with the reactive armor. With infinite health sustain if he has space to do it. So that's effectively what's going on here. And it's like, even here, if you, let's say, get the lion with this build, do you have enough damage to actually kill him off during rage? Before he can, you know, do stuff, turn around, or his teammates get there? That's a maybe. And if you get him, then your best case scenario is to run up and probably like infest into a creep and then just run. Okay, this is borderline insane, but you know, it's all about having fun. Okay, this is good. Last fight the heals weren't there, so yeah, you could have probably killed the lion with the rage at the right time. Then you would have been like a better fight. Okay, that ultimate. Ooh, stun missed. But can get him. Okay, this is good. See, this is good. You know, these guys go for one guy. You guys are like, yeah, we can handle this guy, and we got him. Good. Good turn fight. Nice TP in, I guess. He's still farming. He gave up on AC. He's going BKB. Interesting. He died once, and he's so scared about it. So you're up here and with the farm, obviously. Radiance giving you CS, but numbers-wise, you're like 50 behind the Wraith King, which is understandable. Wraith King does farm faster. Got the skeleton help anyway, but plus he's like he's better on the lane. Like your wave's gone. He took another one. He's in the jungle. He can kind of farm faster. Got the nullifier, but the idea is. Okay, you can nullifier. This counters Necrophos and counters, I don't know, some of the bubbles, I guess. Can this even be... Yeah, it's dispellable. Okay, that's cool. However, like, what exactly is gonna happen in fights? Where exactly are you gonna find enough time to focus Necrophos and focus him well enough that your nullifier will make a difference where you can kill him off? It can genuinely happen with, like, let's say Slaughter blinks in and stuns and, I don't know... But then it's like you already have silences, and you could get roughly the same result by just going for Orchid, a silence. Okay, this is like an iffy go in. He's chasing after a guy that died once. That's not good enough. 4 of them there. You guys still in the back. They get the 5th guy coming in. Staying here now. It seems like a mistake. This guy knows it. That's why he's putting mines down. That doesn't receive any damage from mines. The freeze is still on. Eternal Shroud. There's a serious lack of we need to break the fight type of thing happening. There's a serious like if they just 5-man and run after you, there isn't enough fast damage to kill anyone off. Like your Slaughter's Corrosive Haze kind of provides that, but because of the amount of disables, it just doesn't happen. So it feels like Slaughter has to both... Oh well, I mean, Dekis can do it as well with the Blast Off. Has to get the back line to stop the saves, stop like other people interfering, and then you can isolate the target and kill them off. But it seems so difficult to do. And you have built around trying to isolate the target. See, you're going for him, okay, nullifier. You got that many hits in, and he didn't lose that much health, and now you're obviously struggling. You should have just invested one of the creeps. So they're like super tanky. You don't have like a way to get through all that tankiness. Your options would be to, well, just, you know, in general, nullifier, it's premature. Like, considering there's no Yules on the Necrophos yet, and it's not like you're struggling to kill the Necrophos when you have enough damage, so that he's, you know, saving himself with Ghost Shroud specifically. You can just go for any other item. You can go for even like Mjolnir would probably help your DPS more than Nullifier. It's like, it's not a bad item, okay? It's like physical damage and stuff. But it's also expensive, and I don't think it's the most efficient one. Now going for Basher, it's like, okay, I'm gonna bash and I get extra hits in. Is that enough damage though? I don't know what the exact correct item here would be. But it could also be that this has to be played completely differently. And one of those is to get more disables, get like Shadowblade type of things, get Blink Dagger, so that, you know, here's the moment, like, we actually got someone. And now it's up to you to be there so that you can actually deal the damage. For that, Blink Dagger help. For that, Shadowblade type stuff happens to be pretty good as well. But also, Bloodthorn happens to be good, because you can Bloodthorn enemies that are like isolated so that they can't cast anything. It's an extra silence. Extra silence for, you know, good for gank situations. This guy getting saved, pretty insane. But you can totally get him. See, like Nullifier, it's not awful and stuff, but it's, you know, there are better damage items, and with like Maelstrom type of things, the thing is you can also deal damage to the others. Sometimes with the healers, the issue is that, yeah, I mean, they have like AoE heals and it works well, but they end up dying as like collateral damage from all sorts of lightnings from, you know, throughout the fight. They just get collateral damage from Mjolnir blocks and stuff like that, and so they end up dying. It's less likely to happen with Radiance. You know, still would, but might not. So you don't actually, it's like you get someone, you get out. You get someone, you get out. You go and split push, you basically dodge fights until you find out like what the best item build would be. You build those items, and then you're basically like, you're stuck in the game right now as enemies have like a massive advantage of the 5 of them just being unkillable, and you can't break team fights, or you can't out-sustain them in team fights. What do? You don't team fight. You avoid team fights. You do whatever you can to make it so that that isn't how we play. So it's like, you know, if one team is super good against pushing and the other one is bad against it, you do everything you can to make so that pushing does not happen. You do anything else, for example, team fighting or ganking. And it's the same with this. It's like they're really good at just infinitely sustaining team fights and just keep going, keep going, keep going. So what you do is you make short fights. You lose, win, doesn't matter. You make the fight short. And then you just do anything else, apply any other pressure on the map. Like someone could literally be farming on the top lane here, or any side of, well, I mean, they have wards here and stuff, but, you know, Shadowblade does help with that, Blink Dagger does help with that, so you can just rat around the map. You can infest the creep and run in to the enemy, you know, parts of the map way faster that way. That's another option. This mobility is kind of like slow, it's weak-ish. Not very quick. Now they get another Aegis, then it's like, well, you know, classic thing, the enemies get Aegis, you just avoid fights altogether. Can be done, but to avoid fights you have to apply pressure on the map. Currently no lanes are being pushed. Like for them, they went Roshan, they were missing on the map and nothing happened. No waves were pushed in, everything's basically fine, other than this wave in like 20-30 seconds would be a problem for them, but they're already clearing it anyway. So like, map wise they're fine, they have so much space to play with, and you guys aren't see this guy, I understand it's like risky because maybe they're 5-man ganking me, but you gotta push the waves and you gotta do it as fast as possible. Just split them up, play every side of the map. This is awful, this is pointless. This is you just AFKing under a tower, not farming. You're gonna get those CS, fine, fair enough. You're gonna get those CS, fine, fair enough. But then what? Lol, that's funny. But you know, and this is it. You don't defend. Like this is okay, let's see here. He dies. Okay, got him. Good defense. That's a good defense. I genuinely don't understand how to let that guy die. It's happening. Okay, pop that ulti. Can't get the necro. He's gonna be healed anyway. Good sustain. Yep. Without Wisp, this would have been a nightmare to play. Push them back. Push them back. Get this guy. Okay. Some people died. Okay. I was wrong. You guys can defend. It's fine. He's TPing away. Yeah, he's gone. I was wrong. You guys can defend. Let's see here. Fight recap. Solid turnaround. More damage coming from Nullifier 4 times. These guys didn't do much damage, but they got killed off. Let's see here. How did this thing begin? He's in the front with 3.8k health. I guess it's just a slaughter thingy. That is a good waste. That's an advantage. So now it's like, okay, what now? Does he have shard? It doesn't have shard. Stimper's got full armor right now. Concussive shot is okay. Shield is on cooldown. Shield Guardian Greaves. No heal reduction specifically. It's just about you having really high damage, I guess. With Feast. Feast advantage. Ooh, we got bashed as well. Well done. One speed slow. This guy doesn't blast off yet. Sticky bomb. He's not. Why wouldn't he shield him? Could have shielded earlier, I think. I don't know what's going on here. So he's hitting. He doesn't have ult on him yet. That's very high armor, but I guess, you know, Feast. This guy's trying to heal on the side. All the heals popped. He's got Yules used. Finally, the Apothic Shield comes out. Let's get ulted as well. No. Already low. This is like Sky. Oh wait, I'm Sky's 18, Gaia. And 10%. Yeah, it doesn't really matter much. I mean, I guess this guy doesn't have other magic resistance than the mystical. Lamb 22%. Whoa. Okay, so you guys are hitting him. This guy walks up close for no apparent reason. Doesn't heal. Freaked out, I guess. Bash still on, bash still on. And then you burst him with the infest pop. This guy's still coming. Don't have this yet. They're gonna lack damage as well. It's kind of like funny. Because this guy has less damage than you, because you have double nullifier thingy, the relic thing. A lot of damage. Is the overcharge on? Yes. But who is it tethering? Doesn't show tether all of the time. Who is being tethered? Or still you. We have a lot of attack speed, I guess. Okay, that guy popped down. Now this guy, Nullifier not ready yet. He's gonna get bombed. Okay, it's 4 against 5 now. This guy doesn't have a lot of health. Oh, he's going Shiva. That's smart because they have so much heal. Okay, these guys next to each other. Starter found a good one. It's only a 1 second stun. You get a rage off, meaning you can go chase after someone with open woods and stuff. But doing this, it's like, what? Okay, ignoring Necrophos. Good decision making. I feel like at that point, because Necro's used kinda everything, even if he has the Aegis. Could you get Necro? Probably not. Easier to just go for Abaddon. Because it's like you're debating whether, well, with the Nullifier, you either go for the Necro, who's just gonna be a little bit tankier than this guy. Well, significantly tankier, I guess. If we take the Ghost Shroud out, he just has Aegis. This guy has a Burrow Time thingy still up. So he can just save himself, and he will for sure last for a certain amount of time. This guy is for sure gonna respawn at some point. So there is that. You could also just chase after the Wraith King, who's stunning the Stardar. He's gonna go attack him. He has reincarnation as well, so it's like Aegis, and Burrow Time. Okay, we go in. We hit that pops. That, land not good. Could have gone for Lion. This is where I think you could have just gone for Lion, but it's like, okay, I can just keep attacking him. Yes and no. To an extent, it feels like, yeah, you stick with your team right now. It's like you, and then you're basically you're blocking off anyone else from walking to Skywrath, but I don't know if that might not matter. Some funny stuff happening here, don't really care. I don't know, like now the fact that you didn't chase the lion or go after anyone else means that you guys are basically on the low ground with this guy providing some high ground vision, and he's up there. He's not really in danger of dying in any way. I mean, there is the Finger of Death, but overall it's like you guys got this guy secured. Not enough heals from this guy to save him. If he just keeps going. And now, yeah, they don't have enough damage to take you down, so you guys have more sustain than they do. High ground good. And then get him. And then he starts TPing. Interesting. And he's farming. A big gold swing. Big X swing. What's their high ground like? I mean, there's a Wraith King with skeletons, but with enough Skywrath nukes. There's no instant rage catch other than, I guess, Lion blinking in and Bimber following, something like that. So if the Skywrath wants, he can probably just defend the high ground. So that's why, I mean, like, this worked out. Can you replicate it or not? Or whether enemies are gonna do something differently, whether they're gonna figure out like a way to not let that happen again. Because Timber did die, and it wasn't even Slaughter enabling with corrosive haste, doesn't have at the start. He just genuinely just got slapped down by the Lifestealer. I guess that's the Lifestealer like feast advantage thing. It is a big deal. And with enough attack speed, it does help Skadi. It's understandable, but wouldn't it be easier to just get break? Maybe that's cool. Kinda like helps against all that heal, yeah. But I don't know. Lifestealer with Skadi's Heap Sword. I don't know what the correct item would be. I'm no expert. Lots of options. Keys. We're gonna put up the E-Blade. Spirit Vessel available. Starter probably. Almost all starters. It's not the greatest, but if you're getting several people in a Slithering Crush, it's good to get the short. It's high value. Bot lane's gonna be pushed in, so this might not be the best time to fight, but if you can find someone, sure. Okay. the heals come in. Now it's like, uh-oh. Ooh, you hit him a lot, but then seem to have lost way more health. So these two are probably gonna die. Why did he TP? That's one of the worst things he could have done, because now he's guaranteed to die, otherwise he would have just been able to maybe jump away. You know, run a little bit south, go to the creep wave. I guess he would have just been chased down anyway. It's a lion kill. Nice, good scepter as well. So yeah, okay. Yeah, that was quick. See, smoke. Okay, okay. We see this guy. So was it specifically Timber that was so killable? Or was it that everyone was in position? Skylife isn't in position. You find this guy somewhere. Okay, outworld stuff. Oh wow, he gets health restoration. Wow. You start with that thing. He has this to waste your time. He has that to waste your time. So, you know, a silence there could have been better than a bash. So again, worth it, maybe. Consider it good item. These guys stuck together, 4 against 2. This guy's gonna die. And then, yeah. That was interesting. Just like the damage difference. See, okay, so, you know, this guy is like, boom, I have a target, I'm going. My team's coming, Necrophos didn't die, there's no burst coming from these guys, Slada's already used his initiation, Skywrath's being controlled, there's no burst on these guys. Becky's apparently is way back, not there yet, Blast Off already used. Interesting. More saves are coming for the Necro. Timber's gonna come in from the side, and then you in the middle. What do? Your options are chase with the Slardar against these 3. Focus on the Wraith King that's next to you, and so you protect your Skywrath. That's probably the correct thing. That's what I would do as well. But yeah. Okay, this guy gets a little bit damaged. Good stun. That's genuinely kind of like, wow. You guys got triple stunned. Okay, you land, get a little bit damaged. You're still tethered. Now, Timber's gonna deal some damage to you guys. Okay, that thing's dealing some damage, and you're hitting him. But he's not receiving much damage, even with the bash on. And then Nullifier is like, doesn't do much on him, does it? Guess he could be healed by someone, but these guys are here. But you know, it's for slow, worth using, I guess. I don't know. You just slap him, and then this guy uses Whirling Death on you, which is super good against strength heroes because it's basically effectively more damage because of the primary attribute being strength. And you keep attacking him, but now you realize you've lost half your health. And then like, okay, gotta run away. Infest to keep away from him. The thing with like the matchup, Wraith King and Lifestealer, you can infest just into the skeletons and get out that way as well. It's kind of funny because sometimes skeleton is like the only unit you have nearby. But yeah, this guy's probably dead. No, actually, like had he... Like here... maybe he thought he could like had to jump on someone and save them, but I guess there are enough blinks he could. But it's just, yeah, there's a ward here as well. Can't really hide anywhere, and the closest creeps to jump to with Tether are way back here. So, but I would still just gone this way, like go down and then try maybe with the creep wave just jump to them. Maybe you end up somewhere around here. And they're not there yet, so you can go into the trees, maybe juke a bit, or waste their time or something. But this way, it's like, oh yeah, they can see that you're gonna be here, and they will just camp. So it was a curious one. Like I'm surprised that you guys killed the timber here, and then I'm surprised that you guys didn't kill the necro here. But I guess it's just that with the timber you guys had like the full damage coming from anywhere. When this happens, that you get like, you know, you lose a fight and you start getting pushed, worst thing to do is go take the jungle, because unless you're getting like a new item, because it doesn't do anything, you're just gonna waste your time. Best case scenario is you apply pressure on the other side of the map instantly. So even there, let's go back. Okay, timber was here. Oopsie. Did I? Okay, I didn't break my game. Good. Okay, this thing happens. Okay, not enough damage. Still gets that thing off. Okay, this thing happens. You're like, oh no, the timber. I mean, but it's like timber burst. So maybe if you keep attacking him, especially here, you would have actually gotten him, but kill him twice. That one, I don't know. Okay, and he TP'd out. I guess Wave King's chasing you, so what you do is you TP out, but... And you don't, in the fight, you don't exactly know whether you're being chased or not, but, you know, in an ideal world where we have all the information and we can do the best decision we can, this situation, they're all here, you can see them on the minimap, you know that's going on. Wraith King's over here, drag him. Like, don't TP out. You don't be like, this guy's gonna... Stun. Gonna stun. What? He TP'd out with stun? What? Anyway. Here, don't TP out. Just keep dragging him. And if you drag him further and further away from these guys, they have no way to get there, and you can, with Lifestealer, in all likelihood, if you do have a basher, you can just 1v1 him. With obviously Skyraf there as well, your deck is over there. Just drag him, keep dragging him. But this is, you know, a tip for Skyraf mage. Just keep dragging him over here. You can TP out later or juke him or something. These guys don't have like full travel stuff. They can't just magically appear there either. They would have to blink. It would take some time for them to move there. They don't have like Guardian Sprint or anything like that. So you just keep dragging him. If he keeps coming after you, just keep dragging him. And you know maybe here you're like, okay, fuck it, we're gonna turn. And then you turn. Maybe you kill him once and get out. Maybe you kill him twice. But also, you can just go out and farm and push waves. And here as well, it's like, okay, you dip it back to base. Now you're stuck in base. First, instantly should just like go somewhere. Just go. Right now, just go. There was a chance, like, just put the tether on the three of you, go back here, but that would have probably been suicide. He's doing the right thing, which is, you know, push the wave, but you should have just gone to the wave as well. Just instantly, just push the wave as much as possible. You still have a TP ready. You should have just gone for bot tower. They're going to go mid or Roche. They're going to do some sort of objective thing. You can already see them. You should have just been, you know, under this tower. Just go, 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 go. You apply the pressure here. Maybe they get a tier 3. You get a tier 2 maybe back. Or you pull some of them back. The rest of your team can start fighting. And then you TP back. So they are fighting without one person there, because you come back, you drag the creeps away, they still get the tower, and you do not fight for 20 seconds because these guys are still spawning. It's still just tier 3, it's fine, you don't have Glyph anymore, the Raxes are gone, it's gonna be gone, you don't have buyback, so you doing these circles here, this literally does nothing. You could have had the bot tower, you could have pressured them, you could have forced some of them to TP back, because sometimes it's just like enemy stupidity. They like, you know, see something, oh wow, and then they just go. And they don't care that, you know, that's a stupid thing to do because you're being baited to walking back, to getting away. Okay, this guy is way too in front, that's not good. Killed one guy, still infested there, I'm not sure what you're waiting for, but... a bit too much time wasted on the lion, but it's just that if you keep going, your team can't follow endlessly, and they end up isolated against your enemies. 1 against 3. Curious fight. I don't recommend it. Ah, ouch. Oh, you guys are doing double Shiva? Yeah, double Shivas coming up. Kinda almost got him. Does he have skip? Yeah, he does have skip there. Gotta apply more pressure on the map. There's a TP going. Let's see here. Okay, he's alone. Uh-oh. Put the overcharge on. This heals you, doesn't it? Max health regen, yeah, it does. So yeah, that was unlucky for him, just suicided. You aren't unkillable because you guys have the... You have the Lifestealer who has just like infinite damage with the feast, depending on what the enemy health is like and what your attack speed is like. You guys have Slaughter with Corrosive Haze, and then you have like Skywrath who has like a ton of health, so genuinely it's not as bad as I thought it would be, just because of how much sustain enemies have. But they're not building the smartest stuff either, funnily enough. I don't know, it just seems kind of odd that they have a hard time finishing this. This guy doesn't build any armor at all, which is a big mistake. Doesn't build any pipe type of thing either. Abaddon doesn't have any kind of Lotus or Force or Glimmer or anything like that either. This guy doesn't have any Force, Glimmer type of stuff either. You guys have 1 use, I think. Timber had a use to save himself effectively. That's kind of it. So there are certain tools that are definitely missing on the enemy team, giving you opportunities that you might not otherwise have had. I have Guardian Wraith King. It's also like kind of funny. If it's a sustained battle, Lifestealer with Satanic can work. Just because you have like an extra dispel that you can use if you need it. I don't know what the dispel here. Is this dispellable? Yes, Whirling Death dispellable. So you can just get some of your stats back. But also Satanic makes it so that you have like an extra high heal. So if you run out of open wounds and you are just hitting a few times, Satanic might be worth it. Infest, I don't know. At this point, you might be better off just getting crit. If you have the opportunity to fight someone and kill, deal damage to them, just getting Daedalus, extra damage, and then you burst them. You know, the amount of heroes you can kill in 2 seconds, because you are basically sometimes just given 2 seconds, drastically increases if you get like a good crit and stuff. So we have 1 Shivers, and we're gonna have double Shivers. Skywrath Mage doesn't have the E-Blade either. E-Blade could have saved people from Wraith King, and he could have saved himself from Wraith King as well. Now it's curious, what's the decision making? Go on this guy, I guess. Save the bits. Okay, that's 1 out. And now the return fire. Maybe you with a BKB would even make a difference. Ooh. No buyback? Oh, no buyback, sir. Cecilia Bracer, Quelling Blade. You could have gone into that fight with a buyback. But yeah, that's a lot of damage. Let's see. Let's go back. Watch the decision making here. Don't put the fucking vision properly. These guys smoked. They're gonna do something. They don't even wait for Roshan. They were like, we don't care. Gonna be late spawn, unlucky them. Let's go bot. Wraith King in the front, basically full build. Doesn't have a buyback either, but this guy has a lot of heals. You come in, you're like, let's get in bot. So with nullifying, this guy comes in as well. You rage to get him. You're like, oh, maybe I can get this target. No, too tanky. Kill him. You get stunned, and then they're like, uh oh, my rage ran out. I don't have any more stuns. My slaughter isn't stunning the back line. We aren't like go go go. Ooh, nice stun. So yeah, I just ran out of stuff. You know, you spent the rage fighting there, but without getting any of the kills. I mean, you did get the reincarnation kill. You know what happens after rage? There wasn't a strategy for that. Otherwise, it's like it's not a bad idea. You see, like Wraith King alone there, not like the worst thing, but at the same time, I mean, yeah, if enemies walk up to your base, that's bait, right? That's not logical. You did get him though. It's just that you didn't get him twice. Just don't know that there's a ward here as well. See, rage, 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 rage. And now what? Like, what happens now? You already are stunned because of the earth spike through the rage, and then they just follow up with other stun, and then whoop, whoop, whoop. So that was like literally a case of like what happens after rage. Could this have gone different? Just to leave the Skywrath mage to defend this alone and just push the top lane, push the mid wave, and then I don't know. Even if you lose the racks, maybe you're in the game, just applying pressure. So overall, like, yeah, a lot of farming in the jungle when taking the lane, even if it's risky, and there's a certain amount of risk involved for sure, but even if it's risky, it has an impact. Because them being there means they can't 5-man high ground. They can't 5-man chase after your whole team or anything like that. They can't even 3-4-man sometimes because they're missing someone important. You don't defend base that well. I mean, you do only because, you know, they ended up feeding someone in the front and you actually had a chance to go through. Item build wise, I don't know. Item builds are very complicated. I just feel like the nullifier was premature. It wasn't that necessary. But then again, it's like who else are you gonna hit? But it's, I don't know. Maybe just get Daedalus. If you have like a bigger burst, even in that situation, so instead of the nullifier being plus 75 damage, you could have walked up there with the same amount. Well, I mean it's 88 damage, so a little bit more, but you have the chance to do crit damage. So you know you accidentally get double crit and it dies faster. Your rage is still on for a second, and you walk out. Those type of things. It's like, yeah, nullifier, it saves against the bubble, which is still 210. He didn't go for the barrier amount either. It's interesting. But what else are you realistically taking off? Yules? Ghost Scepter? Can you dispel pipe? I don't know. This guy doesn't really have anything to dispel. So it's like, seems premature. Like, I'm guessing it's not an awful one. It's definitely given you value here and there, but I'm not sure. Also, I didn't pay attention, but sometimes for me, when you end up losing and you realize enemies are the Radiance, you sometimes get the feeling that you miss way too many hits on that Radiance guy, because technically it's only 15% evasion, and technically it's only 15% that AoE evasion thingy that you can take down, but every now and again, even if you're raged, it's going to go down to 15% evasion because that's what's built in, and you won't be affected by the burn evasion, but you can probably sort of get away with not building MKB or any kind of true strike type of stuff, but it might be worth it. And a lot of situations, think about the amount of times against I guess most of their team, like getting a random Orchid or a Bloodthorn, you're hitting Wraith King, but you Orchid the Lion in the back line or somewhere nearby. Lion doesn't have a Dispel on himself, he can't take the silence off, he can't stun or hex. And that's a big deal sometimes. With the Necrophos as well, it's sort of like, if he doesn't build Yules, then Ghost Shroud is... It's 60 seconds. He didn't get the cooldown talent. It's 16 seconds cooldown with 4.5 sec duration. That's 11.5 seconds of downtime. Your nullifier has a lot more uptime because it's 10 seconds cooldown only. 4 sec, so 6 sec cooldown time. But the thing is, if you just get Ghost Shroud off and the nullifier is on cooldown, that means you can TP out. Or you can wait for your Death Seeker or something like that. Or wait for your teammates or whatever. So in a lot of situations, the silence is better. And of course, Abaddon saving people and stuff. So random silence, very useful. High impact, potentially. Here, I would say that the Shivas, because this Shivas was like super late and, well, didn't reach it at all. The BKB and stuff, I don't know, man. Even nowadays, especially even against Atos, these guys are super tanky. Go E-Blade and Scepter. Like, if you get a good double Mystic Flare off or something like that, and they're playing like this, I mean, right now, obviously, they're just, pushing a tower and stuff, but if they're playing, like, with tanky guys that go in and they have several frontliners and stuff like that, you end up getting an accidental silence on a second hero. That's gold. That can be gold. You get, like, a Mystic Flare on someone else on the back line, like a Lion or Abaddon or something. You can accidentally pop his Burrow Time or something like that. That's, again, gold. I would have gone Scepter. The Shivas just wasn't worth it. Yeah, you guys need Shivas, but, one guy was already trying to build it, and he was already behind with everything he had. I didn't need Quelling Blade, just put the Bracer in. He needed Shard, though, probably, in all likelihood. You guys needed to play. Yeah, I mean, in an ideal world, this is pub. It's difficult to coordinate this, but in an ideal world, you'd end up Nike's bombing because you have Nike's bomb with Blink Dagger thingy. You have this guy, but it's like, what's your disable really? Without the sky, there's silence. What is your lockdown? It's literally just 0.8 seconds of Slithering Crush, and then Tech is jumping in with Blast Off, which is a 1.4 sec stun. And then you have Taser. Everything else, no silences. No stuns, no silences. It's basically not gonna happen. Fine. You have a basher, that's fair, that's reasonable. But they have so much health that they're gonna out sustain, and an extra silence, and later on Bloodhorn makes a big difference. I've seen. So that's what I would look for. Maybe doing silence as an extra disable, and not try to too early counter stuff that isn't that relevant yet. I understand later on, with Necros that have Yules and stuff, and they're like, oh, I can't attack him, I can't attack him. It's like, yeah, but you've been offered a lot of other targets as well, so maybe focus on those. Necro itself isn't snowballing that hard because he didn't even go for Radiance. Necro top third, so he's not the biggest core at all. He's better than the supports, obviously, and he's way up there, but he's not the biggest one. Only slightly missing out, though, so it's not that big of a difference. But again, like, he didn't go for the Radiance, so he's not going to be a snowbally. I need to get this guy for sure type of guy, so going for the Nullifier early. It's still, not bad stats. 75 damage is pretty significant. Is there a way I can see damage output types? Probably not. I mean, I can see Wraith King here. Some solid damage. And then, yeah, that stuff. Stunned into stunned. This is where the rage ran out. That's when bad things started happening. Sometimes in these situations, even just going for the second BKB can work. Because BKB itself, it's not awful value. It's 4k gold, so it's not the most expensive. And for you as a strength hero, it's 34 damage. 10 of those in strength. It's not bad. And if they don't have any spells against you, what's the right click like? Wraith King. Does he have anything to counter your Radiance? Because this is giving you effectively 30% evasion-ish somewhere. Don't quote me on that. That's not how it functions. And he has a BKB when he's attacking you sometimes, because he doesn't necessarily need it for anyone else sometimes. It depends. But if you do have the second um, the BKB, the second spell immunity, they don't have any right click. They can't really kill you, and if you can keep attacking, you can lifesteal and out sustain. And then the question is, do you have enough damage? Otherwise, yeah, you're just hitting like Timber, and it's like, okay, this is gonna take like 2 years for me to kill this guy, and he's gonna be regening up, and then my BKB is gonna run out, and I'm gonna be done. So there are things like that to consider, but yeah, silence probably helps. Instead of radiance, I don't know. It's hindsight 2020. It's easy to say after the fact that the Radiance came out in late and you ended up fighting a lot on the lane, so you could have gone for armlets. But maybe that's something that could be said just because it's Wisp. It's Wisp, so your support is going to be slow. The only way your support is going to deal damage if you're going to deal damage, so you should deal damage either through lightning procs or just early javelin. Probably helps like a ton against Timber because he's gonna have his armor up, but then you attack through the armor with javelin procs, which is shouldn't be underestimated. But he's giving you a lot of attack speed. That's basically it. He's giving you regen, so you should just focus on getting damage out, which is again maybe just get the armlet, and maybe you snowball off that armlet. Maybe you toggle it kind of well later on. Even armlet could still be effective, very very possible, and then you can snowball armlet into Orchid. I don't know how stupid that build is. You could do armlet into Radiance if you can genuinely get the Radiance, and it seems like an okay-ish build to go. You could do armlet into Maelstrom. You could do all sorts of stuff from there, but yeah, it ended up being that you're playing against the Timber, you have Feast, so you're trying to rely on that. Fair enough. I understand that you genuinely were doing more damage than maybe a lot of other heroes would have done. Can't fucking see the damage still. But it, didn't really, it wasn't enough damage on the lane at least. It seemed like the trades were going even-ish at best. So Timber is still gonna be ahead, and the Lion's just gonna eat you. Yeah, at this point, 30k behind. That's not good. Win chances from here on, yeah, they will kind of look bad for some reason. Already like a significant disadvantage. Other than that, yeah, I mean, that was kind of definitely some good moves here, killing the Timber with Necro next to him. That was kind of like, whoa. This fight here, yeah, that Necro, not an easy kill. It's yeah, you can nullify him, but once the nullifier is out for the 4 seconds, he can still make himself ghost shrouded, so he won't be attacked. So it's like with the nullifier, you're effectively kind of saying, I have 4 seconds to kill you if you go for the necro kill. But if you get the silence, I'm guessing the silence roughly somewhere around the same amount. 5 seconds, so you have 1 more second, but the stats are kind of like, in some ways, kind of better, just because you have attack speed in there. And then obviously Bloodthorn is a lot more attack speed. And Bloodthorn gives you 5 seconds as well, but it is what it is. The cooldown on Orchid is longer than Nullifier, but it's 5 seconds. And obviously, best case scenario, you get both of them. And it's also just about not only silencing your main target, but if you see Timber on the side, his full burst deals a ton of damage, like to half your health away several times. If you're like focusing on the Necro, you nullify him, you're snapping him, and you see on the sideline just anyone else on their team, anyone. I guess silencing Wraith King's kind of pointless because he just has 1 stun. You can just throw the silence on them and keep going after your target if that's a good thing to do. Depends on the situation, obviously. So that's roughly how this could have gone better. They're kind of like struggling to push just because they don't have that many right clickers. Yeah, they do have the catch, but earlier with just nuke spamming the arcane bolt from afar when they send only 1 guy in front because they're afraid of getting caught themselves. then just the arcane bolt spam from this guy could have probably helped. Scarf Mage saving himself, it can be kind of done, it depends. If Lion just blink stuns, hexes stuff, then you're kind of caught and stuff, but you guys didn't have really any saves other than the Wisp heal mech stuff. You got the blink slithering crush. Could have gone like glimmers and stuff where the enemies just can't catch you, or even if they blink you, Lion blink stuns and then you just sort of get away. Or this guy could have E-bladed Wraith King. A lot of people prefer the E-blade instead of the Rod of Athos nowadays, especially if the enemies have dispels like this thingy here, and then the Yules. And so the E-blade is sort of, yeah, but I'm gonna deal more damage, and then E-blade plus the Ancient Seal, enemies just die. Even if they're tanky heroes, technically they just die. So it's something to consider. And but Shivas is just Shivas is more like a frontliner, a Swamist kind of hero type of thing. Skywrath can kind of do that if he's properly ahead because of the innate built-in spell lifesteal, but it's probably a no. Blacking Bar, effectively always good on heroes, but it's kind of And then the Abandoned Gaia, it's like probably won't really help with Snowball stuff either. So you guys should have just had more disables, more saves, and you could have probably sustained better. You guys got the mech, but there was like no pipe, there's no Lotus Orb. Lotus Orb kind of good sometimes against Lion just because he just ends up hexing himself and that can change things. Didn't have like stuns and silences for Timber, just had one, just the whole team's disable was literally just instant seal, and then small stuns like Blast Off, which is difficult to hit, and then Slithering Crush, which you can hit once in a fight a lot of the time because he just blinks in, gets the Slithering Crush, and then he cries because he has to run out or has to find a way to get out, or the target's gone, or you know it just wasn't enough, or now all the targets are BKB and blah blah. So, but shard helps with that, but he didn't go for shard, so too bad. So yeah, could have gone better, could have gone a lot worse as well. It like now it seems like this is just hopeless, but the fact that you did kind of kill some people here and there, that kind of showed that there was a chance for sure. It's just that yeah, these guys, they had a genuinely funny lineup where one guy is basically unkillable, one guy comes back, so he's unkillable. This guy technically is unkillable, and then you have like you know, Timbers who's super tanky, and then Lion who's just chilling around in the back because he's not going to be threatened by anything because he has double disable, and you guys weren't like BKB chasing him. You had no silences or anything like that to kill him, so he wasn't in any danger. Who's threatening him in these fights? Who's jumping him and trying to kill him off? Like there was barely any action on him, and if there were, it just wasn't good enough, or it was just kind of weak. But yeah, I don't know what the exact correct item build is, but I have my doubts about the nullifier. That I have my doubts about the radiance. Bash is probably solid. Eye of Skadi also I have my doubts. It's like with the nullifier as well. You have like 4 seconds to deal damage. Does Eye of Skadi help with that? No, it helps you like sustain a fight for longer. But is that reduced healing more powerful than getting a BKB or getting a Satanic? And that's probably like a strong question to ask. And if you have a good answer for that, you know, you will receive enlightenment. Because I don't know exactly the answer. I don't know in what kind of situations this would be replaced by a BKB or not. But I would wager that in this situation, the Skadi replaced by either BKB or just going for the silent stuff, or going for Shadowblade type of thing where you break enemies, that could probably work as well. It's probably how you just do more stuff. And yeah, just fucking sell. I guess you had no buyback anyway, it doesn't matter. I just saw this thing and I saw I need it for buyback, and I was like, okay. But yeah, okay, you don't have to buyback. It's fine. You'll get him next time. Second place puts you still on the podium, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.